Hello, Liberating Souls. This is girl Taylor, and we're about to do another collective reading for mid-March. Let's go ahead and get to it. The way I do my readings is intuitively, and I'm breaking this reading up into 3 different sections. So the first one is definitely what are the general messages for yourself as far as self-exploration, discovery, and stuff like that. Then we're going to get into career and finance and see what that's looking like. Then at the end, we're switching it up, doing something a little different. Think of a question that you are feeling that you're needing more support around, more clarity, direction, guidance. What are the collective messages at this time? Messages for the collective at this time. What do they need to know for themselves? They need messages for themselves. Let's see what we got. Hope they're doing great and doing what you can this March. Let's see what we got. Okay, a few cards will jump out. Let's see what we got. Thank you so much. All right, so we have a few cards coming out. Okay, all right, so the first one that came out was the throat chakra. And then we have release, wheel of life, and the nature spirits. So, okay, definitely getting like something needs to, of course, you know, be released. And then as you're going through the cycles. Okay, so it seems like a lot of ups and downs in life at this time, and a lot of, you know, trials and tribulations that are coming up at this time that you're having a hard time juggling and really grounding yourself in. It's very difficult to ground, and at this time Spirit is definitely calling on to you to lean on to those things that ground you, whatever that may look like. I know nature spirits came out, and I'm getting like as far as grounding, and I know depending on where you're at in the world, as far as the weather can be really cold outside, as far as like putting your feet in the sand or the dirt or the grass. But what are some other ways that you have been helpful for you to ground yourself, to center yourself? You know, because I know sometimes the world can seem chaotic, but also inside we can also feel chaotic inside of ourselves. We're just kind of like, ooh, and it's a lot. And it's important for us to have those moments where we're able to ground ourselves and figuring out what that is. So Spirit is definitely calling on for you to figure out those things that do ground you from all these cycles that are happening in life, because you can't control everything that's happening, but you can control the way you are responding and the way you are reacting. The thing, instant reaction, it's a reflex. It happens. Like your feelings are validated however you instantly feel, or the thoughts that come through. However, you have the power and the control to change, to switch things up, you know, switch your thought patterns, switch the things that you're feeling, or work through those feelings. You know, you're feeling it, work through it, express it. And I feel that Spirit is calling for you to express those feelings too, as they're coming up in whatever way. And it's saying like the throat chakra, you know, using the throat chakra, and it doesn't necessarily have to be towards the actual person or the situation directly. As far as like speaking towards it, it could be with other people that you feel safe to confide in. It could be you talking to yourself and speaking out loud about what you're going through. It could be it could be something artistic like poetry slam. You can write out the poetry and you could say it out loud. That's something that's been really powerful for me, but that's just an example. It could be singing different songs or rapping different songs, or stating different poems. That I feel like it's something around like speaking though, or singing or rapping, and something expressing out, finding different songs that resonate with the situation that you're going through right now, this experience that you're having. What are some songs that you can feel like you can really that really resonates with it? I feel that Spirit is definitely calling on for you to do. That's going to be super powerful for you as another way to ground. But this is something that's coming up though, as far as like finding another way to ground through your voice. And then there's nature spirits. I respect all nature's element beings and help preserve life on earth. So when it comes to this one, I feel like if you have plants in your home, or if you you're thinking of the elements fire, earth, water, air. And what are some things that you can use? What are some things you can do to ground yourself with those elements, such as water, like swimming, taking long hot showers, or salt baths? That can be very powerful too. With some oils, or, you know, candles, and like some of your favorite smells or calming smells like eucalyptus and lavender, or again, like your favorite smells. That could be something as far as water goes. It can also, I don't know why I thought about dishes, but that could be something too. Maybe, I don't, sometimes doing dishes can be very therapeutic as well, as far as the water goes. But anyways, fire, you could do something with fire. as well as fire, like with the candle, and watching the fire, kind of watching the fire flame flicker, and just thinking of different things you can do with fire. And then there's also, let's see, it was at earth again, you know, grounding your feet. And then also with plants though, being able to just kind of, you know, you're looking at the plant and connecting with it energetically, breathing it in and taking it in, embracing it, and just kind of doing some mindfulness meditation. And mindfulness meditation is when you're focusing on that one thing. So I feel that could be very powerful for you as well, working with your plants. And then air, being outside, taking in that fresh air, and as an example. But those are some things as far as like different things, different ways to really help yourself kind of connect. I'm also getting exercising for air. So because you do use a lot more oxygen when you are exercising and moving your body. So that could also be something very healing for you as well, is going to the gym or doing some home workouts at home, dancing, getting up, doing some jumping jacks, you know, doing something like of that nature when it comes to air. That's also another way to kind of work with that element. But those are some things that are coming up. But yeah, Spirit is asking, you know, so releasing these cycles, because 2 and 8 breaks into a 10, and 10 is all about cycles. And I feel like an ending cycles, and maybe not completing the ending of the cycles, because there's cycles that you are completing in life, but there's some things that might still be open. So with that, Spirit is calling on for you to release those things that are no longer serving you, that are coming up at this time. And the things that are coming up, sometimes you can't change what's happening right now. And it's like, okay, what can you do what do you need to help you work through the situation that's coming up right now? Because no, you can't control everything, but what can you do to help yourself move through it as you are going through these cycles in life? You got this. Keep on going. I think I want to do one more card for this. What do you guys need at this time as you're going through these challenges? What's the message? Okay. Okay, so we have another one. So it's a lot of phases. It's a lot of cycles. Y'all are going through a lot of obstacles at this time right now, and it's really difficult. Mood Goddess came out, and this card breaks into a 5, which is all about changes and chaos. And it's like, there's something good though about this card. Okay, there's something great about what I'm picking up when it comes to the number 5 too, where it's like good changes, right? Things are going to be finally kind of going in your favor, in your way, and even better than you could have ever imagined at times too. So it's like, just keep that in mind, where it's like, still hold on to that grasping on to hope, because hope is there. Things are and will get better. Things are and will falling into place. And I know sometimes I do say that a lot in my readings, because it's like, okay, here's the chaos, and it's like all in the air, and you're trying to figure out where is it going to fall, and it's hard because you're looking at all this stuff like, okay, what am I going to do with it? And the thing is like, as you're looking at all this stuff that you are holding on to at this time in your life, it's all up in the air. And you're just like, what? How am I going to get through this? And I feel Spirit is they want you to know that these things that however you're finding ways of getting through it, and your willingness to keep going each and every moment of every hour of every day, every week, every month, as you are continuously getting through life and these things that's been happening to you and for you. It's important for you to know that you are getting stronger for whatever is to come for you. Yeah, more things are going to be thrown at you. I mean, it's life and we're human. However, no, you are getting stronger, and good things are going to be thrown at you too. Okay, so 5 positive changes, some things like great things are coming for you. So think about what would go right. What are the things that would happen that you feel that you need at this time for things to go right? What do you wish could happen? And keeping that in mind, and sometimes leaning into those type of feelings and those, because sometimes the things that we think about, we bring about, right? That's a quote that came from something. I was watching The Secret. I know that's that quote was in that movie. But as far as like the things that we're thinking about, sometimes we can't control the thoughts that are coming up, right? We can't. It's like boom, like our brain, like our mind is so powerful. Like we can't control every thought that's going to come up. There's thousands of thoughts that come through our mind every day. However, we have the power to switch it up though. And finding those ways of switching it up, like we were talking about earlier, as yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier. But when it comes to as far as like the good things that you are wanting to happen and occur in your life, right? Where it's like, okay, what does that look like? What does that feel like? And what would be some action steps to come closer to that reality, right? Because your current reality is not your destiny. So you have power and control over what you do. Maybe not what happens, but what you do. Okay. This is preparation time, okay? This is preparation time. You can prepare for the future. You can't control the future, but you can prepare for it, all right? So I hope that was helpful in some type of way for you. Hang in there, y'all, okay? So we're going to get into career and finances, okay? So career and finances. I'm going to switch up with career and finances. At this time, what does the collective need to know for when it comes to career and finances? Career and finances at this time. What do they need to know for career and finances? Career and finances. Okay, just checking. Career and finances is coming up. The card is, looks like the card is backwards. Are you tripping? Yeah, I'm tripping. Okay. All right, my bad, y'all. Career and finances. Let's do this. What's coming up for career and finances? There's one more. Okay. All right, so we have career and finances. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we have the cards that came out. So Fire Elemental was one of the cards that came out. And instantly what I'm getting is, when it comes to career and finances, is that I feel like you're in between burning out, and like you have fire in you, but I feel like you're at a point where you're kind of burning out, where it's like, yeah, this is a fire elemental, but I'm getting more of like a exhaustion type of feel from you guys, from some of you in the collective. And it's like this burnout feel where it's like you're having a hard time like to have that motivation and continue going when it comes to your career and finances at this time. Like it's just been roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and you're just like, when is it going to give? Okay. And I feel like you're kind of in this airy state of like taking in knowledge and wisdom, but also you're tired of like taking in knowledge and wisdom, like where it's like, okay, you have it in you, you have like that spark, you have that fire in you, but you're also like, oh, okay, like when's it coming? So kind of like an impatient feel, but in a way you have been patient, right? So not to say that you're impatient, even though like those are some of the feelings that's coming up that I'm feeling right now. But like, I feel like you have been patient. I feel like you have been working really hard and waiting and going through some of the cards from the first section of the reading came out, where it's like releasing and going through like the phases of life, where it's like, okay, you're going through things, you're releasing, you're doing what you can to release what's not serving you and continue. It's like, okay, kind of like I don't know, I'm gonna just go with this analogy, okay? So you're like running and you're kind of like no, okay, Shaq, that's the perfect thing for this, the meme or the GIF, right? Or the GIF. I don't know. Do y'all say GIF or GIF? I say GIF. But you have Shaq where he's just like negative vibes to the side, hey. And you're just kind of like, you're not as like in it. You're just kind of like, oh, okay, see ya. And I feel like you're running out of energy to push the things aside that are no longer serving you. You're just tired, where it's like, oh my gosh, when is it going to give? So I feel like Spirit is calling on for you to definitely keep going. You know that that picture where that person is digging for the diamonds. They're digging for the diamonds. It's like two versions. So on the bottom or the top, I don't know which one, but the bottom, they're digging for the diamonds, and it's like, oh, and they start walking back. Okay, that's actually the one on the top. So they're like so close. They're so close, and they walk back. The diamonds are literally on the other side of the wall, and they're like digging. They're like, you know what, screw this. And they start walking back. And then the other person is like digging, and the diamonds are like right there. Like they're still digging. And the thing is that sometimes it's hard to believe that the thing is the diamonds are like right there, like you are on the verge, and it's when you're giving up, which is kind of messed up in life sometimes, where it's like, hey, right before when I was going to give up, some great things like happened, the things that I wanted happen, or something better happened. And it sucks sometimes because it's a test, it's a challenge. Are you going to pass the test, right? Whatever you do, that's you passing, because you're going to get data and information regardless. But it's like, no buts, period. Like whatever you do is meant to happen, and then because you're gonna find your way regardless of whatever you decide to do. It's the right thing to do that because you decided it, right? So with that, I'm just saying that when it comes to those moments where you're feeling like, oh, I want to give up, that it could be right behind that wall. And if you keep on going and just tapping into some resources, right, to help you keep going, because it's okay to ask for help. I know we're not meant to live this world alone. We're meant to die alone, because, you just die by yourself, right? Just like when you're born, well, unless you're like twins or something like that. Anyways, okay. We're not meant to live this world alone, not in terms of like romance in particular. When we're so like, there's so many people here, we're all in this together, we're in a collective, right? We're a collective of people together, and we're all living a human experience, and we can rely on each other to help us get through, because life can get hard, it can get rough at times, and there's no shame in asking for help. So I do feel that Spirit is calling on for you to ask for help to help you continue, because they're like, yo, keep going, you're almost there. So there's definitely something there for you. And the last card that came up for career and finances was, I reignite the divine spark within me and recognize that I am part of all creation. So I feel like when it comes to career and finances, there's something, so whatever you've been working on, whether it's promotion or some business ideas, business projects, know that there's going to be some wins. There's going to be some wins right there. You just got to continue to have faith in what you're doing. Have faith in what you're doing, because the more you have faith, the more you be resourceful, the more you keep going and taking action, getting closer and closer to the reality that you are manifesting, that you're desiring to create and have for yourself and and whoever you're doing this for, then like it's there. Okay, so I feel like it's there, it's very prosperous, and there's definitely some wins in there for you. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that resonated in some way. Please let me know in the comments below. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the messages of the very end, right? So when it comes to the getting further clarity on whatever question that you're having, we're about to get more clarity on that. Okay, but before we get into that, what question that they have, what are they wanting more clarity on at this time in their life? What are they wanting more clarity on at this time in their life? What's coming up for them? More clarity. Okay. That's interesting. Just kind of reflecting on your reading, but get more information is what came out as far as angel answers. And we have communicate clearly, and then last card I'm pulling for the angel messages is success. So I feel definitely get more information, communicate clearly. I feel like communicate clearly first, like figuring out the things that you are wanting. We're about to get to the messages, the questions soon. I just wanted to kind of pull out some messages first from this deck, but communicate clearly, figure out the things that you're wanting, because sometimes we don't know what we want as things are like going wrong. So with that, what are the things that you are wanting to go right? What is it that you need? Figuring that out, get the information as far as resources that we talked about earlier, and know that success, okay? Success is there. It's right. It's coming up. It's so near. It's so near, okay? So when it comes to the next thing, we're going to get into, okay, so let's do it. So I believe sometimes I get confused. So we have, yeah, so this is yes, no, or other, the blue one, and then yellow is timing. Let's go ahead and get to it. So if you need to pause it and think about the things that are coming up, I mean, as far as like the question that you're wanting answered, go ahead and do that, and go ahead and press play when you're ready. Okay, here we go. So yes or no. We're going to do the yes, no, or other first. What is the answer that collective needs at this time? Further question. What answer do they need at this time? Further question. Okay. Okay, I need one card. One card. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the answer that we have is don't stop. So whatever it is, the answer is don't stop, because it's yes, no, or other. So that is what Spirit wanted to share with you. Actually, I'm gonna do this again, because it was like it's don't stop, and then it's also there's something better. It's like conflicted. It's between those two. So or I'm just gonna pull this again. I'm just gonna pull this again. One card. One card at this time. What do we have for one card? Oh, okay. It's interesting because don't stop and there's something better is kind of like, and then this card comes out where it says yes. It's not, because there's a yes without the exclamation point, and then there's yes with one. And then you see she's holding the moon and the sun. So it's like, boom. What I'm getting from this automatically is that you're weighing out the pros and the cons. You're weighing out the good and the bad, and like all these things where it's like, you know what, no matter all the good that's I feel that can come out of this, I believe that can come out of this, and all the things that could go worse, what is it, prepare for the best? No, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Going in no matter what, because even if you going in, there could be some things that as far as like some cons and some failures, some downfalls, some loses, right? But all those things, why I'm like quotating, like doing little bunny ears, is because it's going to make you stronger, for one, and two, it's going to give you information and data on what you can do to improve. Okay, so yes, whatever it is, yes, go for it. All right, so frequency on whatever this is, what are y'all, as far as the timing goes, some further clarity and guidance when it comes to the timing of this question. What is the timing? What is the timing? What do y'all need? What do we got for the timing? Okay, one more. Okay. Perfect timing. All right, so whatever it is, it's perfect timing to go for it. Okay, so right now, go for it. It's a yes, and it's a perfect timing. And as you can see, she is right here, and she has like her hands open, like yes. She looks really happy, and just like you're gonna be so happy that you took action when you did. Okay, so that's what I'm getting, is where it's like you can continue to wait, and that could be a change in fate and reality, or you can continue to go for it and see like, okay, maybe a few months from now, a few weeks from now, a few years from now, you'll look back like, I'm so glad I made that decision when I did. So Spirit is calling on for you to go for it. Of course, you hold the power on whether you decide on whether to go for it. But that is a reading. Please let me know if y'all liked that. I'll see y'all for next time, and we'll talk with you soon. Peace. Have a beautiful day.